Hey there, everyone. Things have taken a turn. If you want to know why I'm dressed like this, it's because I'm just batty about Axiom's End by Lindsay Ellis. I bought these on an impulse. I bought 3 different shades. I have to use them somewhere. I think I look cute. I think this is a look. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Axiom's End. I want to keep this one spoiler free, mostly because I binged basically the entire second half of the book in a late night reading bender. But to spoil my feelings, I really liked it. I thought it was very good. Let me check my notes. Axiom's End is a science fiction first contact story. It's also a diverging timeline story in which fun new fictional things happen in the late 2000s due to aliens and stuff. George Bush is like a minor character, which is kind of amusing. Our protagonist is a girl named Cora, whose father is this like Julian Assange type whistleblower who has no contact with his family, who've disowned him. Cora tries living a normal-ish life with her family, living in the shadow of Niles Sabino's fight with the US government. Her low profile is challenged when an alien life form chooses her as its interpreter. And that's all she wrote. I mean, not literally, she wrote, that was a joke. If you've been following Lindsay Ellis on Twitter from date of announcement to release date, you'll know that she really hates self-promotion. If anything, she really downplayed this book, but it's pretty great. I really liked it. God, I wish I'd taken notes while I was reading this. But again, I read it very quickly. It's definitely a page turner. It's so hard to look at anything, and like these are fire, and these are not real sunglasses. This is just absolute red. Like, this would be dangerous to drive in. The action of this book moves very swiftly, and although it does pause for a more contemplative, small, emotional moment, this is one of those stories that just never really lingers in one place for very long, which definitely puts it in the league of those books that you can read and you'll tell yourself, oh, just one more chapter, just one more chapter, just one more chapter. And the next thing you know, it's 4 a.m. and your brain is fried. And I had work, I think, the next day at like 11. Ooh, I should go grab my novel. I'm in revision mode right now for a novel I've been working on. So I feel like the only way I can frame my opinions is through the lens of like little things I took from this book as things I can use for my own writing. I really only got 2 things though, sorry. 1, characters. Starting off the book, Cora and her family have this like awkward, unconventional relationship with each other that I really enjoyed because it felt real. Cora, I think, works for the same company that her mother does. So she and her mom have this weird, not only familial but professional relationship with each other that causes like conflicts between them. Like at first I wasn't even sure if Demi was supposed to be her mother. Like that's how kind of weird and distant they are. Their chemistry's just so off, it's great. Cora's relationship with her aunt Luciana is more of like a friendship than anything. They're more like buds. There's awkward tension between Cora and her younger siblings who still have some positive thoughts towards their estranged father. Also, they just have like very cool and unique names like Cora, Luciana, and Olive, and Felix. Like all my characters' names are like Will and Patricia and Sean. Okay, number 2, description, or more specifically, deliberately abstract description. Obviously, this isn't every description in the book, but sometimes the way Lindsay Ellis will choose to describe things, like a character's voice or their feelings, or even a setting, she'll focus more on like the idea of a description rather than like giving you an exact image in your brain. For example, I struggled a lot with Cora's descriptions of the alien character, Ampersand. Like 2/3 through the book, I got so frustrated that I went on Twitter to look for fan art. I'm not gonna put fan art up because I don't think I have permission to put it in, and I am too shy to ask, but just go on Twitter, look up Axiom's End, you'll find fan art. The way artists tend to portray Ampersand is like, he's very cute. I'm not really into that. He looks kind of like a Pokemon, which to me gives him more animalistic qualities, which I wasn't into. But at the same time, in my head, I didn't have an alternative to this. I more or less just envisioned like a giant gray, very agile blob with big eyes. When I read Lindsay Ellis's descriptions, I found myself being like, and what am I reading about here? But I feel like that works because in the story, Cora is very much in a situation of like, what am I looking at here? There's little moments where Lindsay Ellis will assure the reader that there's really no earthly comparison to what ampersand is. He's completely not of our comprehension. He's like a new color. And there's other situations like that. It'll come up in like the suspicious way a character is speaking to Cora, or the way a room will make her feel uncomfortable, but we don't really know what exactly it is about the room. And like Lindsay Ellis did not invent like abstract descriptions, but I noticed them here and I thought they were really cool. So I just pointed them out. I think she's a good writer. Also the relationship. I'm just gonna put this here because I don't want to hold it anymore. Also just the relationship between ampersand and Cora I thought was handled very, very well. It's extremely well paced. I love, love, love stories about two characters from like completely different cultures and environments having to like learn from each other and having like little cute innocent mix-ups and misunderstandings. Like, yes, pump that right into my veins. And also the nature of alien language and the way foreign alien peoples interact felt very researched and knowledgeable. And I don't know if this is because like it actually is or if she's just a very skilled writer. I don't know a lot about Lindsay Ellis's studies, but I know I've heard somewhere in one of her videos that she studied Irish, and I think she studied at least one other language at some point. I do believe that she knows a great deal about language, and she goes into that in great detail and makes it sound very interesting. Like I said, I don't know a lot of her academic qualifications or what research she might have done for this book. To me, it seemed very, very well thought out. Does this book read the way Lindsay Ellis talks in her videos? Sort of. You sense it sometimes just in the way characters will talk. Like at one point a character says, "no bueno," and I'm like, that's a Lindsay-ism. Or she snuck in the whole plate reference. There weren't any Phantom references that I remember. And that's the whole reason I rated this 4 instead of 5 stars. It's really cool when someone you know, well, I don't know her. I've been a fan of Lindsay Ellis for like a very long time, since the days where she was at the channel that shall not be named. Cool seeing the dedication at the beginning for Elisa. Like I audibly went, "Aw," because like I know who that is. So it's very cool to see her branch out into this. Like she very recently got on the New York Times bestsellers list. You could say that I'm biased in this book's favor, which I guess I am. And at first I was reading it through the lens of like, oh my God, this is a book Lindsay Ellis wrote. But there would be like whole times where I would read like 50 pages at a time and then suddenly remember, oh, Lindsay Ellis wrote this. Like at some point it just felt like a good book. Is it good? Yes. Is it a series? Apparently so, and I am excited for more. Should you read it? I don't know, do you want to? Should you at least check out Lindsay Ellis's YouTube in the meantime and see if you like that first? Definitely, I love her stuff. Watch her cats video. I think it might be my favorite one right now. What if I put these